having resource utilization less, where we need to have more. Only then we will give you the project. And that is how we had to do pilot of that before we signed the contract. And since then, last 5 years, they have budgeted for Lean IT officers to continuously run every year for them to do that. And that we did through Lean and Six Sigma, not as in CMMI level 5, because services level 5 was not there. So we can very well do that. So I'm saying, if you tell customer what it is and take their requirements and boil down to your PPMs, in addition to this business and our objectives, it helps them to understand what they are getting finally from this. Okay. So that's one. That's about making PPMs to business case. What about level 2 and 3? When we are into level 4 and 5, or when you are into high maturity, though we know that those will also be assessed, how many times we really sit back and see level 2 and 3 how it is happening? We are more engrossed in understanding those four process areas, level 4, 5 process areas, and understanding what is in the process area, what is in SP, what is in GP, what is in goals, and how to do it. Because we assume that level 2, 3 is running fine. Yeah? But more often than not, level 2, 3, if level 2, 3 has any flaws, that gets manifested in level 4, 5, because level 4, 5 is only a reflection of your data in level 2, 3. Okay? So I think we need to be more careful on level 2, 3 than level 4, 5, because level 4, 5, I'm assuming that there are consultants, there are experts who will tell you how to do level 4, 5. But if your data, that's where I'm also talking about MSA and Gauge RNR techniques and all, if your data is correct, only then you are going to get right PPMs, which will actually reflect your reality, not just a theoretical PPM for some time. Right? So most of the time we do, where we fail is our project monitoring tracking is not happening properly in right granularity. Project configuration management is not happening properly. Peer reviews are not happening properly. In-process defect management is not happening properly. Those are not in level 4, 5. Those are in level 2, 3. So I think more emphasis to be given in level 2, 3 than level 4. Level 4, 5 will come automatically if you do level 2, 3 nicely. Okay? So be careful on that. So if we can take some of this while planning high maturity. Let's talk about when we are into implementation of high maturity. Again, implementation is all with the project. I'm really sorry that I've got only one person here to look at. But it's more with project managers or delivery managers or developers who are your farm member finally. I mean, why are they interviewed? Because they are supposed to be ingraining all of this. They're supposed to be practicing all of this. We are only facilitators. So how many times we take them into consideration while deciding on PPMs, X factors, and big Ys and all? I mean, what is the easy? I mean, this is not our fault. Also, I would say this is the whole industry in a race, because we want to achieve level 5 in certain amount of time. We have to achieve by next year end. So now we cannot sit and actually call all project managers, relevant project managers, get their relevant X factors and make a PPM. It's almost like what's happening in Anna Hazare's thing. If we have to do a local bill and take everybody's consensus, is going to go so long. So there's, somewhere you have to cut down something. So what here people also would do that, if people take some handful of project managers, get something from the consultant, as soon as consultant comes up, what is the first question? How is our competitors doing? What are the PPMs our competitors are doing? Can you share some? And they have to share, right? They have to make you aware. And we try to copy paste those in our engineering, see if that is what. See, she's smiling nicely, because this is how it happens, right? I mean, it's not for me, for others, and not. I mean, in a small or more extent, this is how we do. Instead of really understanding the underlying concepts and making right from taking customers into confidence, asking for their problem to make PPMs, right? So the one big stakeholder is customer, one big stakeholder is delivery people, as I'm saying. So take Y and X factors from them, and then if they have the buy-in, you don't have to go back go behind them to say, please practice, please practice. If they are getting the benefits, they are going to do it. There are lots of, another big thing is OID. We struggle hard to bring in OIDs and make formalizing it. See, that's what she's saying. Formalizing it into CMMI framework. A company which is growing cannot be surviving without doing innovations and improvements. There are lots of places, there are lots of COEs that keep working. In our companies, we have so many COEs because it's a large company. I'm sure in every other company, people would have different center of excellences, different innovations happening in delivery functions. We need to recognize them and understand how that can be brought in OID. And as a QA facilitator, we can do all statistical analysis and show them that your OID, your innovations is actually helping you to get CMMI level 5. Instead of we thinking this can be a OID and forcing it on them. It's our understanding and our homework to do that OID and statistical analysis and connecting it back to your PPBs and see how it is helping. But OID should come from the corners of your places, and that is where innovations. And second thing is, I'm so happy to see in 1.3 it's coming up is car failure, car accepted. There are so many places people do on their own in the projects, so many innovations and causal analysis because they have to reply something to customer tomorrow. They don't wait for QA people to tell them to do car. They have to do because they have to reply to customer. But many times they fail, many times they fear that it may not be as per CMMI rules. So they don't come forward to talk about those innovations. So that's one part to engage them. For sustenance, how do you like this sentence? How many times we get awarded as QA team once we get the assessments done on time, right? We get awarded, all of us. Then how many times there is cost cutting, then it comes to support function to say can we cut costs because we have to go for level reassessment only after 3 years. So this year it can be a little low, right? So we wake up only after 2 years usually, and that was our from our HMLA on the closing note to our CEO saying that we shouldn't see that. I'm lucky that I've grown from in my team 4 people to 110 people now, but not always you have that because our CEO herself was quality lead once upon a time, so she understands very well this. So it's little rare, and it's a pressure from her top saying that can you cut costs in the support function, which brings trouble for us and on the organization now. So if you think about sustenance, we cannot think about sustenance after we have finished our CMMI journey. It has to be right when we are planning CMMI journey. So we need to invest some time. This is again from the experience. Many times even our new business unit heads come and ask us, what is quality? We know that you all are working a lot, you do a lot, but can you give us one document which I can talk when customer is asking me what is quality team helping you with? So you have a lot, but how many times we package and we educate our senior business unit heads or sales fronts and our customers to say that this is what is CMMI high maturity's outcome in their language. Okay? So we need to invest a little more time outside than internally for our sustenance. And I'm sure whenever we have spoken to our salespeople, they say, wow, you do so many things. That's the feedback always we get. So we keep doing work, we don't package it nicely for people. Then, as I said, predict and innovate real business objectives that we're talking. Drive HM practices only where it is absolutely necessary. I think that is another change that I'm seeing. You don't have you can drive through statistical and other quantitative techniques, which is good now. This is more flexible in 1.3. You don't need to do so rigorous statistical analysis everywhere. Okay, so do that only when I met ACI people when I visited there. They had the same thing. Why Indian industry go organization